Alright, welcome back to my channel. I'm Angel Flamingo Door. I'm going to attempt to make a gel manicure video because my nails really need it. They're very thin and brittle, so I try to have a few coats on at all times, otherwise they just break for no reason. These are the colors I have. I just bought my stuff on Amazon a while ago, maybe even a year ago. I have a little UV lamp, so if you see the glow, it's because my hand is in there. These are the nail swatches my sister helped me make. I have both gloss and matte top coat, so there's one of each except for the glitter ones because I don't really like the look of glitter under matte nail polish. These ones over here are Tiger's Eye set, which I am not feeling patient enough to play with today, but they are fun. I also have a blooming gel that I want to play with eventually, but today I think I'm just gonna go with a simple black, and because I like sparkle, I'll probably just put this sparkle over top of it. Yeah, that'll be okay. So, get these out of the way. Try not to bump the table. I'm very chatty, so I'll probably talk about random things, but I don't know how to edit yet or do speed up processes or anything like that. So if you don't feel like you want to watch how somebody does a gel manicure at home on a budget, then feel free to skip this video. But if you feel like you learned something or you're entertained by it, or you just want to, share the love, go ahead and click that like button for me. Subscribe if you want to see more of my videos coming up. Right now I'm just pushing some cuticle back. I don't really like cutting them because I get a lot of hangnails. So I just like to push them back. The best time to do this part is actually like right after you've had your hands in the water doing dishes and things like that, because your skin is a little softer. The nail bed lets go of the cuticle a little easier. And it doesn't hurt or feel uncomfortable to do it this way. You really just don't need to cut it. I feel like if you were to cut into your skin for no reason, like, you're just inviting bacteria to come in, and I don't want that. And I mean, not many people should want that. But like, I'm already almost done. It doesn't take very long. My nail manicures usually take less than an hour because I kind of have a system down. I know what to do next. Here's my cuticle oil, which I'm not going to put on until at the end. This is to help remove any of the gel polish that gets cured on my skin. I can do it usually without cutting myself. I don't recommend this unless you're very confident in that, because it is kind of sharp, but it's just the best way that I've found to kind of clean up the edges, because I don't always have the steadiest hands, especially because I'm right-handed, and doing my right hand with my left hand is a little difficult. So I'm actually going to start with that. This is the base coat. I only put one base coat on, and usually after curing it even twice, it's still kind of tacky. So if you try this, don't touch it against anything, because like, if you're like me, you have cats and then you get cat hair stuck in underneath the color, and I mean, it's easy to hide it eventually, like once you have the top coat on and everything, you usually can't tell, but it's just annoying, especially if it's not all the way stuck down. You get like little flyaways at the end of your nail. I always cure twice because I have had bubbles of liquid gel trapped under the cure. So I put on 60 seconds and then I just kind of sit and wait. Usually I'm watching a show or listening to an audiobook, but I don't have another device in here with me to watch anything, and I'm not sure how to make silent videos with the words that pop up yet. I'm still learning. I'm very new to this process. I've made videos in the past, but they're mostly for people who wanted to see certain specific things, and I don't always know what to talk about when I'm waiting for things like this. So if I talk about something that is not what you want to hear, like, you know, maybe hot topics, which I'll try to stay away from as much as possible, you know, just mute it. I don't want to have to deal with negative comments. I mean, nobody really does. You don't go looking for negativity if you're a smart person. I believe in being the joy. If you can't have it, then be it. So I like to be creative. I like to make things with my hands from materials that I can find or buy. I'm not great at creating art out of nothing, but I can take art and turn it into things. Like, I used to take graphics that I would have access to the license to, and then make planner stickers out of it so that people can print them at home and cut them and decorate their planners. But I wasn't the kind of person to break out the paintbrushes and make the art. I leave that to way more talented people than me. All right, so the next is going to be the black. Oh, oops, I got the wrong bottle out. That is the blooming gel. So I have this case. It came in a bigger case from Walmart, and I can link the case itself below in the description. It's very handy. I don't have enough polishes to overflow or even use all 3 of those containers that came. So I gave one of them to my sister so that I would have room inside the bigger case to hold the lamp. It works out just fine. She has way more colors than I do, but I tend to stick with the colors I have. I've also done gel polish manicures for other people, a few, not too many. It takes kind of a steady hand, which I'm not the best at, but I feel like I do an okay job. It's passable. And in fact, I've had professional manicures that were uneven or didn't last more than 3 days. So this tends to last, well, usually until I decide to peel it off. Sorry, Jensen, you've only been laying down for 5 minutes. Your mom wants you to have a rest, so you're gonna have a rest. I'm filming this the same day as my introduction video. I'm probably gonna post it the same day. I'm not sure about a schedule yet. I think I have ADD, so my mind kind of jumps around from topic to topic. So I probably may never have a complete finished thought. But if I start to talk about something and then I move on to a different topic and you want to hear more about the first one, just let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to circle back around to that in my next video or where it seems appropriate. I might need 2 coats of this just because it's a little transparent, a little more transparent than I like. But I'm going to go ahead and cure this twice, just as a precaution against bubbles and trapped liquid. It gets messy if it pops open. I like the gel polish because it doesn't chip quite as easily as regular nail polish. I love the dip powders, and I still have that. It's just been misplaced because I stopped doing it because whenever it would come off, it would take layers of my nail with it, and that really made them thinner than they were to begin with, which are very thin and brittle. Like I can't peel an orange with my fingernails. I have to use like a knife to start it. Yeah, I can break a nail folding clothes. And it's not that I'm not being careful. They're just really, really super thin. Anyway, so I lose my train of thought a lot. Like if I finish whatever topic distracted me, I try to rewind and go back to whatever I was talking about before. I don't always get there. So I apologize for my rambling. It's just part of who I am and how I handle and process information, I guess. So my nephew is supposed to be taking a rest. I can hear him making little boy sounds with his mouth, but at least he's not up and running around. His body needs a rest. We plan on having pillow fights later, and I want him to have enough energy to do that without getting cranky. You know how little kids are, I'm sure. So let's see. I went to a thrift store yesterday called St. Vinny's. I've been there a few times, but they had rearranged and they were having a Labor Day sale, 50% off of books and clothes, and I was looking for some older children's picture books to kind of cut up and use in junk journal and making ephemera for things like that. They're not usually acid free, and I don't plan on making copies just because, you know, then you get into copyright issues, and I'm not exactly sure how old some of these books are or what the copyright issue is for vintage, like how old do they have to be. That's something I can look up when I'm ready or as I do more, but I just feel like I would like some of those images, the hand-drawn nature images that, you know, populate the Golden Book encyclopedias. I also have picked up a dictionary, a very large dictionary from Goodwill. I was thinking about pulling out different words and definitions for themes like, well, I can go and look for words that are associated with Halloween and kind of have a collection of those to use in art journaling and junk journaling and even card making, because a lot of ephemera can be used for cards. Or I could go in and look for words associated with fall, because that's the season I'm in right now. Or I can look up words associated with creativity or productivity or friendship, or maybe I'm doing an ocean theme, which I do tend to love. Can't remember. I think that was just one. I'm going to do it again just to be sure. 3 times doesn't damage it if it's 3. Sometimes I get talking and I forget to count, or I might forget to push start and just have my hand in there for a few minutes anyway. But I'm already almost done with the first hand. I'm just going to be adding the glitter polish next, and then the top coat, and then I'll move on to the other hand. It does go pretty quickly, especially if you've done it several times, you know, got the practice down and you know the steps. I don't do a lot of prep beforehand because I don't mind if mine comes off in 5 days, because I have the stuff to do it again. But it's like, it doesn't bother me. I have it, so I might as well use it, and I can use it up. I don't need to make it last forever, like a professional one, which costs $80 or whatever. No, this one probably after how many times I've used it, I'm doing my nails for free by now. Because I don't even think I spent $80 on all of this together. The case itself was expensive though. It was like $50 or $60, the gray one that holds everything. I've been trying to really containerize as I purchase things instead of getting things home and trying to figure out how I'm going to keep it organized and stored as much as possible. So I have places to keep my things that are ready for me to fussy cut. I have places to keep my cards in progress, like a container specifically just for those. I have a case for my most used markers to keep separate from the really big set that I have. And like not everything is containerized in my home. I'm just kind of starting out with this process. I am so tired of having clutter around that I have to look at. So I actually just bought a storage unit. Well, rented, not bought. I'm gonna be taking some random junk out of my house, putting it in the storage unit, and then reorganizing, and then bringing the things back little by little with everything reorganized. So I like the glitter because, I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of chunky and it covers any little bumps and flaws that you might have had while painting the color. So I'm gonna cure this, and then I'll have the top coat, and then I'll save the cleaning up the edges for after both. Ooh, this one burns a little. Sometimes it's the base coat that's hot, and sometimes it's the top coat that's hot. This time it's the glitter. It's never the same. I'm not exactly sure why, but it's not painful. It's just a little sensation of hot across the nail tips. I haven't had any problem with this little setup for my nails since I got it. It's very handy. I think my basic set of colors with the lamp and the top coat and base coat was like $30. And then I bought a couple of Beetles singles, a black, a white, blooming gel, and then I bought the Cat's Eye set and the neon set. I actually really like the neon set, except the yellow by itself doesn't really look yellow. Sometimes I let my toddler choose the colors. Last time he chose monochrome, black and white, light gray, dark gray. And then for the fifth finger for my accent nail, which I don't always do an accent, I use the gray silver cat eye polish. And it was really nice to have for about a week. He kept coming and looking at them. He's obsessed with rainbows, but for some reason he just wanted the monochromatic gray scale, which is very interesting to me. My youngest has special needs, but I'm not exactly sure where on the spectrum he is. So I just do my best to facilitate his learning and give him what he needs. I homeschooled my other kids when they were younger. They're all teenagers now. I believe that was twice, yeah. Glossy top coat because of the glitter. Am I still filming? Yes. Oh, it's been about 19 minutes. Okay. It's not bad considering sometimes, especially without interruptions, I can take up to an hour to do my nails. But at least this way you get to see in real time how long it takes somebody in general to do an at-home gel manicure. My nails aren't very long. Like I said, they break all the time. And sometimes I will go and put acrylics on. But I've been just trying to grow out the damaged nail before I do that again. Because when I wear the longer acrylics, I tend to glue them on with Gorilla Glue and then re-glue them as they pop up for as long as I can, or until the, you know, maybe it breaks or I lose one, and then I take them all off, and sometimes it's not ready to be taken all the way off and it shreds my nail again. It's not the best thing for your nails to get polished, manicure, things like that, but we do it because, you know, it makes us feel better about our hands, or it makes our hands look professional. So if we have a job where that's important, that really does help. However, I usually just do it for fun and to kind of give my nails some protective layers. So anyway, I have the books, I have the dictionary. I also got a magazine called Magnolia from Walmart, and it's just got lots of beautiful photos and things. There's recipes and there's like fall tablescapes and things like that, and I thought I'd maybe go through that and cut out a few fall things. I don't know yet. I'm not affiliated with anything with Amazon or with Moravan or Beatles or any of the books that I've listed or magazine or anything. I just get what I like, and I'm honest about whether I like it or not. So if I ever do any reviews, I plan on being just as honest. If I try something and I don't like it, I'm going to be honest about it. If I try something and I love it, I'm going to make sure everybody knows it, because I believe we should all help each other out. You know, if I find something that works for me, it might work for you. Maybe it won't. Pass it on to somebody else, the information. Oh, I can feel it heating up a little. It's not burning like the glitter layer did. I think that was number 2. And just like that, they're dry. I can use my hand like normal. No waiting for tackiness to go away. So I'm going to go ahead and start on my other hand, which might even go faster because, you know, my dominant hand is doing the work. So I hope you can see what I'm doing, that I'm not blocking or creating too many shadows. I'll watch this as I'm uploading it, and I already changed the angle of the phone so that it's not sideways like my test video was. But I'm thinking, trying to find a different way to make a wider angle. The arm I have doesn't really go high, and if I go high, I don't think the phone focuses. I also changed the settings a little bit to more of a higher quality photo. I don't even know if YouTube will upload it or not, so there's a chance that this video is not going to be uploaded. I can see where I have some cleanup to do. But like I said, it's really easy with the tool. You can also use your fingernails when it's on your skin, or, you know, take a bath or a shower and it'll start coming off of the skin anyway. And then if it comes off, right, say right here, right there, where it's still attached to the nail, just take one of those 4-sided buffers and just kind of rub it down a little bit so that the edge isn't sticking up, because the edge could catch on things, or it could just lift up even more, and then your whole little panel of nail polish is just going to come right off. But it's nice. I haven't done all black in a while. One of my teens does black a lot, and I really like that there's glitter, because I just like to have a little sparkle at the end of my fingernails. Kind of catches my eye while I'm doing just about anything. So The stamps I have here are pretty random. I have all of my fall, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and like back to school things. Not quite. It hasn't been very long yet. You haven't even been laying down for 30 minutes. But I also have a bunch of other stamp sets and stamps that I had pulled off of their sets to go through and put together. Like, I'd like my alphabets to stay as a set, and then I have some layering stamp sets I want to keep together, but I'd like to go through and, you know, make a set of basic sentiments, go through and make a set of stamps that I want to color, that are the kind that you're meant to color. And then I'll do a set of ones that are meant to color, but I want to do like some paper piecing, stamp on pattern paper, usually things with bigger areas of blank space. So like clothing, furniture, or the sides of teapots, things like that. Or open flower petals would be really pretty in pattern paper. I'd like to put together a set of like labels and tickets and ephemera style things, and maybe a set of like photo journaling, like this photo was taken here, or details, or today was. Then maybe a set of more collage-y elements, like flowers that are blackline, or not blackline, but silhouette, things that you can't really color but might look good heat embossed or stamped onto ephemera or on a background or something. Yeah, I've got a lot of different stamps. I've been collecting stamps for probably 20 years. And my tastes have changed over time. Sometimes I was art journaling, and so I wanted the more artsy look. And sometimes I was scrapbooking, so there are a lot of words and things like for project life. And then most of the time it's just cute images that I like to color, and things that might be easier to cut out too. But I do most of my fussy cutting by hand with a pair of scissors that I'll show you in that video. But I also have a Brother Scan and Cut, and sometimes I think, oh, I should have just loaded this into the Brother Scan and Cut, had it done in just a couple minutes versus spending days. But, you know, sometimes all I want to do is grab a pair of scissors and cut. And it's so much easier than going out to my desk and clearing space for the mat to go through, digging out the washi tape to hold the paper down, because the mats don't stay sticky for long. And even if they are sticky, sometimes the curve of the mat as it goes up and over the lid makes it pop up anyway. So I just use washi tape. And I didn't bring that machine, so I can't do a demonstration of it this time. But let's see. What else did I say I was gonna do? I have a lot of things to fussy cut. Some of it's stickers that I've put on cardstock so that they wouldn't be stickers. Some of it is pattern paper that had images that are just, they might look better as parts of embellishments or even words. And some of it's little characters that I just wanted to cut out and use in my own embellishment clusters and things like that. And I have this plate. It's kind of a really interesting design from Dollar Tree that's just black and white lines that radiate outward from the center, and it's really neat. Like it'll be a good background for things that I've cut out, maybe, unless there's a glare. All right, second coat of black is right here. This is the Beetles brand. It's a much bigger bottle than the rest of mine, the Beetles singles, which means I won't run out as quick. And it was kind of expensive compared to like the sets of colors. It's almost the same price for one bottle. But like I said, it's bigger and I love the quality of it. I'm not affiliated. I do like how thick it is, and I've seen these little jars of paint that you use like a paintbrush to apply, or the kind that come with dotting tools for patterns. Like there's an animal print set in my wish list on Amazon because it looks really interesting. Do leopard spots or zebra stripes or something like that with the colors. And of course I would probably throw in some neon colors and be my Lisa Frank loving self. But I'm not sure. I wanted to do a challenge, like a birthday challenge that was more Lisa Frank, but a lot has happened this year that has made me basically start over with my crafting journey. It feels like a few months ago I felt like I was just ready to get rid of everything and start fresh. I was getting really depressed and really just inside my own head about everything. And my husband told me, well, don't just get rid of everything. Go through, pull out your favorites, and then we can get rid of the rest. Which, you know, is very logical, but my brain isn't very logical. At least my emotional brain isn't very logical. I have attachment issues to things that stem back from childhood trauma, so I tend to keep everything, but I am getting better. I did go through all my stamp sets at one point, pull out just the parts of the stamp sets that I wanted to keep, and all the rest of the stamps are put on larger sheets and are sitting in a couple of boxes awaiting to be destashed. I mean, they're perfectly good stamps. It's just, I don't need 800 thank yous. I don't need a million tiny hearts and flowers. Just a few will do. I had many pages, 8.5 by 11 sized pages of butterflies that I've narrowed down to just one, including some layering butterflies that I really wanted to keep. And the ones that come with dies, I didn't let that decide if I was going to keep it or not. If I really liked the image, then I would keep it and the die if it came with one. If I didn't care for the image enough, even if it came with a die, I put both the stamp and the die in the purge pile. Time for the glitter. This is all soak off gel polish, by the way, but I do have a quick off solution that you brush on and you kind of let it, I don't know, eat away at the polish, and then it comes off a lot easier, but you're supposed to file off the top coat first. Honestly, when I want it off, I just kind of peel it up from the edges, like a sticker that you misplaced. So I also have nail repair tape that I keep in my kit because of tears that often go past the skin barrier, and it causes a lot of pain. Ooh, glitter's burning on this hand too. It also, you know, can get infected because you use your hands for everything. You're touching everything, and that's a lot of bacteria. For the same reason I don't cut my cuticles, I try not to let my nails rip past my skin, but it happens quite often because my nails are super thin. I take vitamins. I even take prenatals for the folic acid and everything, and it doesn't really seem to help long term. I thought my nails were so thin because I would peel a lot of citrus fruit, and I thought I was just wearing it out or eating away that way, but I haven't peeled citrus in most of this year. I think I only peeled a couple of oranges by hand, the cuties. That's not enough citrus to do any damage, so it's not that. My favorite fruit of all is called a pomelo, and it's like the father of the grapefruit if the orange was the mother. And they're typically imported, and they're usually only available in the colder months here. So late November to early February if I'm lucky. And last year they had them at Trader Joe's. The year before that they didn't have them anywhere in my town. And so I had to go without. And when I say they're my favorites, like, I will buy 6 of them and I will eat them all in like 4 days because, well, they keep my hands busy because the rind or pith is so thick. So there's layers and layers of that white stuff that's in between the outer coating of a citrus fruit and the part that you want to eat. Also, the wax lining is, I guess it's what makes pulp in orange juice. It is really thick. I am looking for top coat. It's really thick and kind of bitter tasting, so I usually peel that off too. So it's like an assignment to eat a pomelo, and that's not even cooking it in anything. I like them fresh, and so it can keep my hands busy for an hour, maybe longer. And as soon as one's gone, I want another one. I don't know what it is. I just really like it, and it's so much work, but I don't mind. I have to keep my hands busy. I don't know if it's the ADD thing, but if I don't keep my hands busy, they keep themselves busy, and they tend to get destructive. So I want to keep my hands busy. That's why I do hand sewing. That's why I use scissors to fussy cut. That's why I stamp in color. I used to crochet. I would cross stitch. I've done all kinds of things. I really just had to narrow down my hobbies into 2 basics, maybe 3, if you count planning, which I do, but I haven't been doing it consistently since the pandemic. But I just started another bullet journal. I showed it in my last video, but I didn't really talk about it. So I like to use stickers, colorful pens, occasionally washi, sometimes stamps. I have lots of stamps for planning, but I'm not in the habit of using them yet. So the hand sewing was really good because it's portable, because I take small amounts at a time. I make smaller house blocks with older cotton and steel prints from the ladies who are now Ruby Star Society. When they were with Cotton and Steel, they put out a number of lines over the years, and the quilt that I'm making with the tiny houses are collections that came out during that time from Cotton and Steel. And I love that they just kind of play off of each other. Like, over the years, the color palettes have shifted, but they are still, they still go together pretty well. And I purposely cut every little tiny piece to feature some part of the prints. Yeah, so hand sewing was something that I could take to church even. I also brought back crochet into my life for a little while. I was making some hats for some friends, and that was portable too. Fussy cutting, about as portable as I get with that is I keep a box with items to fussy cut and a pair of scissors in my car. And when that one's done, I switch it out for another one. So right now I am attempting to touch up the sides. I probably won't get everything, but I will get most of the visible stuff. And I have some dry skin around my nails because I don't know, maybe I don't moisturize enough. But I am just trimming away the polish that is on my skin that could cause it to lift up and peel too early. And then once I'm done, like I see some of the gloss from either the bottom coat or the top coat, base coat or top coat, and a little bit of the black right there. But once I'm done with this step, I will put on some cuticle oil. I bought a set of scented oil pens for that, and I picked 2 favorites to keep in my kit, and then my daughters kind of took the rest, which is fine with me. I have 4 kids, by the way. My oldest is 19, recently moved out of the home, but he's not even a block away, so that's really nice for me. I like having my kids close by, and it's kind of an anxiety thing, I guess. If I don't know where my kids are, I am more on edge because I'm a mom first and foremost. And I'm happy to be a mom first and foremost. It just speaks to who I am, who I've always been. Anyway, he is currently working at a sandwich shop, which he seems to like it there, and I'm very proud of him. He's almost, let's see, about 18 more minutes. Anyway, he's taking classes for his GED because he would have graduated during the pandemic. Anyway, I was a little anxious about him moving out and into an apartment with a lease with a girlfriend that the relationship hadn't been stable or that long term, actually. But you know, sometimes you just gotta let your kids do what they're gonna do and just be there for them when they, or if they, come back and say they were wrong. And you know, maybe he wasn't wrong, he just needed the experience, and now he might be better for it. It's not for me to judge his decisions. He's an adult, and I respect him. Ever since he became an adult, he's been way more respectful. Man, those teenage years were rough. My second oldest is 16, going on 17, and he is transitioning, and so I'm still getting used to pronoun changes and everything, but I'm fully supportive in my children deciding who they are for themselves. I am very strict on any permanent or biological changes until they turn, 18 and can legally make their own decisions, and I can't do anything about that. But also, I want them to be sure and have all the medical information that they could possibly have. So We have gender therapy scheduled. We haven't started it yet. We've been waiting, but it's coming up. And I would like for them to have an opportunity to meet other peers who are maybe going through the same things, just to see what some of the struggles could be, you know, whether they get help or they give help is totally, it doesn't matter. It's all good. I fully believe in therapy as a tool. So look at all the shavings. But yeah, it looks nice. A little dried out, but nice. Let's see if I can do the other hand without cutting myself. I won't cut myself on camera. I'll be very good and not cut myself on camera. If so, I'll have to change the rating. Let's see. My next oldest is 15 and is going to public school. It's a smaller part of town, so the public school, which is a really good school, isn't the biggest in the city. She loves art and lots of classes that you actually are better off taking in person rather than distance. So it's been really important to her to be able to go back to school as soon as they allowed it. And I will do my best to make it possible for her to go until she graduates. Having homeschooled them, it is possible for me to take over if something happens, but not everybody has that, and I understand. Not everybody has even the desire to be that responsible for their children's education. But I just wanted them to learn how to learn without being held back by what the system wants you to learn or what information is deemed appropriate by other people. So my kids know how to find out any information they want. They know how to find out how to do things they want to do. They might be shy about asking for information and how to do things, but put in the right circles, in the right context, they know where to look for information. They should potentially be able to learn anything they want. Okay, so I got a little bit extra of the polish than I was going for, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just not. I have too many other things I worry about. I don't need to hold on to that. Then my youngest, like I said, he has special needs. Not quite exactly sure what those needs are, but he is so smart. He is adorable. And I know everybody thinks their kids are adorable, and I'm trying to be objective here, but he is adorable and sweet, but also has some things that are a little more challenging than my other kids. And in other ways, he's just easier than my other kids. So I don't know how that worked out, but we were blessed to have 4 beautiful, unique children who tend to know their own mind. So anyway, enough about my kids. I'm nearing the end of my manicure, so I'm nearing the end of this video, and I don't know how long it'll take to upload because it's probably the longest video I've ever done. My old camera didn't have such a long life for videos. This is Still recording, surprisingly, about 50 minutes in. So that's good to know that I can at least record a longer video. I'm sorry for the lulls in my conversation. It's kind of hard to have a one-sided conversation, especially while doing something else. So I'm just trying to do my best, come up with topics that might be interesting or that people who are just meeting me might ask about my life. So eventually have more direction in my commentary, but for now it's just topic to topic to topic. All right, maybe I'll talk about my pets next time. Who knows? You know, I think that's good enough. Sweep that into trash. This is just a poster board from Hobby Lobby for now. I don't have a background other than this for now. So this scent is cherry. So I think the other one I have is watermelon. I'll just put a swipe around each fingernail and then rub it in like a lotion. That's all I do. So I don't know if it was very obvious, but a gel manicure at home is easy enough and affordable enough for anybody who has the inkling. I do recommend trying it out with an inexpensive kit before going all out and buying lots of colors, because it's not for everyone, but I do enjoy it. I like being able to save all that money that I would spend because I like getting my nails done, or just going without because I can't afford it. This is kind of a good happy medium. All right, and I'm done. Thank you for joining me, and hopefully you've liked and subscribed and hit the notification bell if you're interested in catching every video that I post. I'll see you next time for a thrift store haul video. Bye.